Hey guys, it's Nikki. Welcome back to another song review. Today we're going to be listening to Pepper by the Butthole Surfers. Or wait, they're just called Butthole Surfers, not the Butthole Surfers. I wonder if YouTube's going to flag me now because I said butthole too many times. But within the first 5 minutes of a video. No, I'm just going to keep going. I was thinking of starting over. But this song, I looked it up. It was released in 1996. And you guys know I love the 90s, but the stuff I listen to in the 90s is very different than the things that you guys suggest from the 90s. So I don't think I know this song. I told my husband that I was going to listen to this one this week, and he's like, "You don't know that song?" And I said, "I don't think so." And he just looked at me, and I'm like, "Don't say anything. Don't tell me any lyrics. I don't want to know." And he said something about smelling something on your coat, I think. And I'm like, huh? And then he just left the room, and that was it. So that's all I know, and it didn't bring anything back to me. So let's figure out if I know this or not and what this song is all about together. Let's pop our headphones on, turn it up, and here we go. 3.3 million views. Probably a banger.
Marky got with Sharon, and Sharon got Sharia. She was sharing Sharon's outlook on the topic of disease. Mikey had a facial scar and Bobby was a racist. They were all in love with dying, they were doing it in Texas. Tommy played piano like a kid out in the rain, and then he lost his leg in Dallas. He was dancing with the train. They were all in love with dying, they were drinking from a fountain that was pouring like an avalanche coming down the mountain.
I don't mind the sun sometimes, the images it shows. I can taste you on my lips and smell you in my clothes.
I don't think I know this.
Cinnamon and sugar and softly spoken lies. You never know just how to look through other people's eyes.
Trying to pay attention to the video and the lyrics.
Some will die in hot pursuit and fiery auto crashes. Some will die in hot pursuit while sifting through my ashes. Some will fall in love with life and drink it from a fountain that is pouring like an avalanche coming down the mountain.
I don't mind the sun sometimes, the images it shows.
I like it.
I can taste you on my lips and smell you in my clothes.
Definitely don't know this though.
Cinnamon and sugary and softly spoken lies. You never know just how you look through other people's eyes.
Another Mikey took a knife while arguing in traffic. Flipper died a natural death, he caught a nasty virus. Then there was the ever-present football player rapist. They were all in love with dying, they were doing it in Texas. Holly caught a bullet, but it only hit his leg. Well, it should have been a better shot, got him in the head. They were all in love with dying, they were drinking from a fountain that was pouring like an avalanche coming down the mountain.
I don't mind the sun sometimes, the images it shows. I can taste you on my lips and smell you
interesting
in my
song.
clothes. Cinnamon and sugary and softly spoken lies. You never know just how you look through other people's eyes.
It reminds me of another song. Okay, I feel like I want to watch this one more time on my own before I talk about it too much. So I'm going to do that real quick. Okay, so I watched it again, looked up a little info about this here, and it says the video for Pepper, directed by Gavin Bowden, features 1960s style news clip like footage of a group of people being arrested in a Texas hotel for kidnapping while newscasters and cameramen crowd around. The kidnapping victim, rescued by the police, is portrayed by Eric Estrada. So that's who I was like, who is that? I've seen that person before. Singer Gibby Haynes, which I don't know who that is portrayed as a ringleader and is shown being interviewed by reporters as police gather evidence. The newsreel segment is filmed in 16mm black and white and is broken up by 1960s style color footage showing the band performing on a show much like American Bandstand. This performance footage is interspersed with 1960s style enactments of cooking and variety shows. The police and Estrada are repeatedly shown eating corn from a can, which I noticed that. I didn't understand that. Which according to the director is a reference to the way videos are made, how directors have to have this shot and that shot, how they're spoon feeding images to the audience. Okay, so that explains that. Now, the song it reminded me of, I don't know what that's called off the top of my head, so I'm just going to type in some lyrics. Okay, Loser by Beck. Just kind of maybe the guitar a little bit at times, and then the low vocals that were almost like a hum. And I don't really know too much Beck. I guess I know a little bit, but did they do like the spoken lyrics too? Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. But specifically that song is what popped in my head when I was listening to that. So let me see if I can read more about the Butthole Surfers now. So I went to songfacts.com, which I really love that site to just read about different song meanings and different things about the band. And one more thing about the song here. It says, Pepper is an intense psychedelic song, hearkening back to the Beatles at the height of their White Album noise. White Album noise. I don't know much Beatles. I've said this before. Shamefully, I don't know much Beatles. The Velvet Underground at their most incomprehensibly noisy, and to the 60s flower child scene in general. Tricky ear candy here includes an electric bass being played with a bow and a portion of the chorus being played backwards. I did notice that. I thought we were going to summon the devil for a minute, but that didn't happen. There's also a stark contrast between the rapped verses and a distorted voice and the chorus opening up louder and flashier with each refrain. I didn't notice that exactly. Louder and flashier. I mean, kind of. I guess in the video he just seemed more animated during those parts, so I did notice that, I guess. But here it says, after the band pulled a short tour with Nirvana to end 1993 and Usher in 1994, Jeff Pincus, the Butthole's longtime bass player, quit the band. Gibby Haynes was in the depths of a pretty nasty speedball habit. I'm going to check. Oh, wait a minute. Gibby Haynes. Hold on. I was reading before, I don't know who that is. It's the lead singer of this band. I thought it was featuring somebody else. My apologies there. Let's see, where was I? He would check himself into Exodus Recovery Center in LA, where he'd meet up with Kurt Cobain. The Butthole Surfers have been drifting apart, but still had 4 more albums left on their record deal. Though they were barely a band anymore, whittled down to just Gibby, Paul, Leary, and King Coffee, they fought their way to record Electric Larryland, which ironically scored them their first top 40 hit. Oh, it says here, Pepper is often compared to Beck's Loser, which obviously had an effect on Gibby and the band and certainly explains how the song became a hit. The Buttholes were making, it makes me laugh every time I read it, were making trippy hip-hop records long before Beck. Listen to their version of American Woman. Should I listen to that? Pepper was pretty much the end of the band. They eventually remixed and recorded some new tracks for the album Capitol refused to release, and released it as Weird Revolution, but even those newer recordings were done by passing around CDs to each other, not by a functional band. Says you probably missed it, so be aware that the title Electric Larryland is a parody of Jimi Hendrix's Electric Ladyland, just as their previous album Hairway to Steven was a parody of Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven. I don't know enough about their albums to even know that was a thing, but maybe that was news to you guys. I don't know. But yeah, I liked this one. It was an interesting video. It just seems kind of weird, but at the same time, I like that. And the sound gave me a 90s vibe, which I always love, especially when I don't know the song. It just kind of takes me back to that time, and I just really like how that feels, even if it's a song that I don't know. Is that strange? I guess not, because there's a lot of newer artists that have an older sound to them, and I think they do that on purpose. Like, I sometimes think like this is gonna catch the attention of somebody that grew up in the 80s or grew up in the 90s and just has a familiar sound, so it makes sense. But yeah, thank you for suggesting this one. I think this was only requested, at least to my knowledge, by one person recently, and that shows like I love just taking all different kinds of requests. Like, I know I listen to a lot of metal, and we kind of went through a grunge phase too, which I do want to bring back more grunge and 90s. So I was really excited to check this one out, but it was just like one comment. I'm like, that sounds silly. That sounds fun. I'm just going to add it to my list. And sometimes I put more thought into it than that. And I'm like, okay, what does everybody want to hear? And sometimes I just hear one that stands out to me, or I get in a little conversation with somebody. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do that one soon. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if there's anything else I should check out by the Butthole Surfers, and what else I should check out next in general. All right, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.